I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
Lilo and Stitch. Yo, Lilo and Stitch is known to be quite a popular film from Disney. Unsurprisingly, Disney would make a live-action remake that is based off Lilo and Stitch. Now, when it comes to the original Lilo and Stitch, it was probably the most popular Disney film from the 2000s decade. But however, despite its popularity, I have actually never seen the original Lilo and Stitch, and at the best, I have only heard things about it. But however, as for my expectations for this movie, I will say that my expectations for this movie are very mixed. Very, because I haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, and this previous live action remake Snow White was just mediocre. I am not expecting this movie to be a masterpiece. But however, since a lot of people aren't expecting this movie to be bad, maybe there's a chance that this live action, this remake could actually be good. So now that this is gonna make a live action remake of a movie that takes place in Hawaii, will this movie be the best live action Disney remake? Is there a reason why Disney shouldn't make a live action remake of movies that were released after the 90s? Well, let's find out. And also spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen this movie. So, now let's talk about the story. When it comes to the story itself, it is exactly what you expect from a live action Disney remake that is based off a film from the 2000s. Which about Stitch experiment created by Jumbo. But he later crash landed in Hawaii. We sent him to meet a young girl called Lilo, who she also has an older sister called Nani. But however, the counselor called two aliens, Jumbo, Plickly and Jumbo, to capture Stitch. So it's up to Stitch to avoid getting captured. So now when it comes to the story itself, I will say that the biggest problem with the story is that the writing is generally not that good, and it can make the film quite predictable, and not to mention that it also has a bunch of subplots. And also the pacing can be very messy, where there are video scenes that are way too fast or just way too slow. But how does that mean that everything about the story is atrocious? Well, actually not really. Since there were some good actual terrible things about the story, such as the comedy, even though it can have some moments that can feel slightly juvenile, but there were still some moments that did make me laugh, and also it has a really heartwarming message about family. So it is mostly there to be a remake of the original film. But however, the message is still heartwarming nonetheless.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good.
But however, when it comes to the most of the story itself, sure, even though the story may have some good things, the story in this movie is mostly just mediocre. So, now let's talk about the visualization. When it comes to the visualization itself, sure, even though the writing may be weak, that doesn't mean that the visual is so bad. In fact, like most Disney remakes, the visuals in this movie are actually great. So now let's start off with the backgrounds. That look really nice. And faithful to the show's material. With the city of Hawaii. Live in space. And also not to mention that most of the live action, most of the CGI designs actually look surprisingly really faithful to the show's material. Check this, who actually looks quite appealing, who actually looks quite pleasant to watch. And also it does have some special effects and action scenes they do make the film quite engaging to watch. And it also has some other scenes that can be really nice to look at. Check the scene where Stitch and where Lilo Stitch and Nanny Shoof. But if I have to give one nitpick about the visuals, it will have to be the design of Bleakley. Sure, I know that Bleakley isn't the type of character that would fit in a live action world. But who still looks pretty disturbing by giving him a bunch of realistic details. But however, even with that, the visuals in this movie are great and can make the film quite nice to watch. So now let's talk about the characters. And when it comes to the characters in this movie, they are honestly not that amazing. Sure, while they aren't bad, they are mostly mediocre. So now let's start off with the main character himself, Stitch, who is unsurprisingly very similar to how he was in the original animated film, where he's an experiment created by Jumbo. And he does deliver some funny jokes.
No, dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
And there is also Lilo, who is this young Hawaiian girl who knows hula and will love Stitch.
Shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
And there is also Nani, Lilo's elder sister, who she faithfully catches the film to have some heartwarming moments.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
And there is also the counselor who forces the two aliens to capture Stitch. And there's also the surfing guy who is Lilo. If Stitch is really a dog. And there is also this old woman who at best exists. And there is also the black guy who at first may seem like the villain of the movie, but however he actually turns out to not be the villain of the movie. Even if the people who watched the original animated film will probably not find this unexpected.
Agent Cobra Bubbles. We have a blue dog to catch.
And there is the villain of the movie who is actually one of the two aliens. Deus Blickly, who's the kind-hearted alien. But however, there is also Jumbo, who is the real villain of the movie, and captures Stitch in order to turn him into something way more evil. Now I will say that the voice acting in this movie is actually quite good and can be quite enjoyable to listen to. But however, when it comes to most of the characters in the movie, while they aren't dislikable, let's just say they aren't gonna be as beloved as the original characters in the original film. So now, as I said before, even though I was expecting this movie to be better than the previous live-action Disney remake, I still have never seen the original Lilo and Stitch, so I still didn't know what to expect. But however, after watching this movie, even though it's not great, it is still okay. Lilo and Stitch is an okay live-action Disney remake. That while making some problems, they keep it away from being great, such as the weak writing that leaves a mediocre story along with mediocre characters, and the pacing can be messy. It still has some good things that keep it away from being terrible, such as the great visuals, really good voice acting, and not to mention a heartwarming message about family that makes the film really feel faithful. So now, as for my recommendation, I will say that if you absolutely hate the live action Disney remakes, And though not expecting this movie to be good in the slightest, then this movie is also not for you. Bam! Baharu! If you are a fan of the original Lilo and Stitch, live action Disney remakes, then you probably gonna have a somewhat tolerable time. And that's why I'm saying that this movie was okay and gets a 6 out of 10. Sure, while it may definitely, while I don't think that this movie is great, and I think that the original film is probably better than this. This movie is still okay, and I would still prefer this almost Snow White.